And welcome back to Cleveland Stadium at Irick Field here on the campus of Sarasota High School. Doug Miles and Ed Schneider as we get set to bring you the kickoff of tonight's game between the Manatee Hurricanes and the Sarasota Sailors. And Ed, these two teams have met many times over the years. The oldest rivalry, from what we're told, here in Sarasota and Manatee counties, going back, I guess, to the 20s, maybe even before that.
Nearly a century-old rivalry. These were the only high schools in the old days in each county. Sarasota County represented by Sarasota High School and Manatee County represented by Manatee High School. So a lot of tradition, a lot of great games played over the years. It hasn't been real close the last few years, and I know Coach Ed Voles and his pesky bunch of sailors are really looking forward to trying to challenge Manatee this year. I got to think that they believe after the way they played last week, despite the loss, that they have an opportunity to come in here tonight and beat the nationally ranked Manatee Hurricanes. Let's see what they can do with that as they get ready to kick it off.
The Sailors did win the toss, but they have chosen to defer to the second half, so they will kick off to the Manatee Hurricanes, and we're set to go. The ball on the 40-yard line, and crowd still filing in here. We expect a pretty good crowd. The Manatee fans on the other side are filling up those stands, and a very short kickoff, and it's going to be taken at the 34-yard line by the Hurricanes. A fair catch by Markel Hines, and that's where Manatee will start, 1st and 10.
That's what Sarasota's been doing the last few games, kicking that short one to the numbers around the 35-yard line. Manatee's well-schooled, of course, and the Manatee player makes the fair catch right there, and they'll take over 1st down.
Hurricanes dressed in the white jerseys with red pants, red helmets with the Hurricane flag logo on the side. Quarterback Josh Meyer in the shotgun, hands off in the backfield to Johnny Lang, goes up the right side and gets out to about the 39-yard line, pickup of about 4 yards on 1st down for the Hurricanes as they go to the run on the first play.
And I don't think any surprise there. They gain a quick 4 or 5 yards on that 1st down attempt. Let's see what they do here in 2nd down and they try to keep it on the ground.
Short huddle for the Canes as they line up with 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. And Meyer again, a keeper this time, off the direct snap, straight up the middle, across the 45, up toward midfield, and he picks up a 1st down for the Canes.
Meyer followed the fake into the line and got behind that big offensive line. A lot of black jerseys looked like on skates on that play. Manatee, a great push there to pick up the 1st down.
Hurricanes moving from right to left as we start this first quarter of play. Again, a quick huddle, double wides to either side of the line right now. And here's a pass over the middle, has a man open but overthrown. Markel Hines was open, but Meyer overthrew him by about 3 yards.
Excellent coverage that time by the Sarasota secondary. They weren't fooled by the pass on 1st down. A couple defenders there on Hines, but let's remember Meyer had plenty of time there to throw, so that could be important as the game drags on.
2nd and 10, just shy of the 50-yard line for the Canes. 3 wideouts now split to the far side, 1 to the near side. Meyer again in the gun, takes the snap, throws a quick outlet to the far side to Hines. Hines stutter steps, trying to cut inside. He does, gets across the 50 to the 45. There are a bunch of flags on the play as Hines is pushed out of bounds on the far sideline.
Curious to see what that flag is. Might it be holding on Manatee there on the block, trying to get ahead of the wide receiver on the wide receiver screen out to the wide side of the field, or might have been a face mask on the tackle.
And it's going to be against the Sailors, it looks like. That's the indication from the referee. We'll get the call in a minute, but it's going to go against the Sailors right now as they will move it even further into Sailor territory. Hines went out of bounds at about the Sailor 47. They're going to mark another 15 yards for a personal foul penalty on Sarasota. They'll move it all the way down now to the Sailor 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Manatee.
That's exactly what the Sailors don't need to do here. Give Manatee a big yardage and puts them in great field position here on 1st down.
Ball on the far hash mark. Double wide out split to either side of the line. Laying in the backfield with his quarterback, Josh Meyer. Takes the direct snap, looks left, throws left, and it is incomplete. Kelvin McKnight wide open, but the ball kind of fell through his fingers. It was a little low, but one he should have caught.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a misfire there. He should have Myers should have been able to hit him there, but it falls incomplete, setting up second down. And there's Manatee coming out showing they like to pass it as much as run it so far early in this game.
Good mix of plays so far for the Canes. 2nd and 10 now at the Sailor 32. Just about 1 minute and 4 seconds into this opening quarter of play. No score in the ball game. And quarterback Myers going to run with it now up the middle, inside the 25 to the 20 to the 15. Breaking tackles. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Touchdown for Josh Meyer. And the Manatee Hurricanes score first.
And so much for that slow start for the Manatee Hurricanes. Josh Meyer showing some nifty footwork there in that 32-yard touchdown run. Virtually untouched as he took a quarterback draw right up the middle of the field in for the score. Puts the Manatee up 6-0 pending the extra point.
And just 1 minute and 13 seconds into the opening quarter, the Canes get on the scoreboard first. Now the extra point try. Spot is down, the kick is up, and it is good. Kick through by Nick Pennybacker. And right away, the Sailors find themselves down 7-0 to the Manatee Hurricanes, and they come right down the field. A very impressive drive, helped out, though, by that personal foul penalty. Gave the Canes the ball at the Sailor 32, and then quarterback Josh Meyer a 32-yard run pretty much up the middle, just breaking tackles along the way, and the Canes up 7-0.
Yeah, it looked too easy there for Manatee. The Sailor defense didn't step up on that series. They're going to have to work on that during the exchange of possession and see if they can find a way to stop the Manatee offense. It looked like really on that drive, Doug, they wanted to try to throw it around a little bit to spread out the Sarasota defense, and that they did, and then it made Myers' quarterback draw pretty easy right up the middle.
Back for the Sailors is Justin Austin, one of the deep men. Of course, as we said, he had 108 yards last week, a 95-yard return for a touchdown as well on a kickoff. Nice high end-over-end kick, and it's going to be taken by Austin at his own 7-yard line. Goes up across the 20-yard line and brought down at about the 22. Good coverage by the Canes, not allowing Austin to really get any head of steam there.
Now, there were 5 tacklers around Austin there on that return. Manatee obviously has that well scouted after Austin's 95-yard touchdown return last week against Lincoln. So it sets up the Sailors deep in their own territory here on first down, their first possession of the game.
And 10:42 left in this opening quarter. The Sailors now their first chance on offense. They're dressed in the all-black uniforms tonight with the kind of silver numbers trimmed in orange, black helmets with the Sarasota S on the side. And their quarterback, Colin McNeil, leads his team on the field, lining up in the gun, split backfield, 2 wideouts to the far side. McNeil takes the snap, fakes a handoff, looks to throw, throws over the middle. It is caught at the 40-yard line, and struggling ahead, that is Silvis Jones all the way up to the 45. Good play on first down for Sarasota.
Excellent effort after the reception by Jones. He was dragging the tackler about an extra 5 or 6 yards, moved the ball all the way out to the 45-yard line. Great first play by the Sailors.
Silas Jones, big tight end for Sarasota. 1st and 10 now at the 45. Now McNeil behind center, I formation. 2 wideouts split to the far side. McNeil drops back, hands it off to McNeil. And
to Austin, it looked like.
Austin takes it right into the line of scrimmage and maybe gets a yard or 2.
Yeah, not much room there on that first down run attempt. It looks like he got a couple, setting up 2nd and long for the Sailors.
Justin Austin, we saw him a few weeks ago against the Booker Tornadoes. Had a great game over at Tornado Alley. And he gets his first carry of the night, picks up a pair of yards. 2nd down and 8 now at the 47-yard line for the Sailors. Moving from left to right here in this opening quarter. Double wide out to the far side, 1 to the near side. McNeil in the gun. Takes the snap, throws to the near side. It is caught by Sean Bain at the 45 of Manatee and steps out of bounds near the 40. They're going to say stepped out at about the 43. And I believe he had enough for another first down. Yes, Sailors get a second first down. And now they're in Manatee territory.
That was a quick out to Sean Bain. He was able to put a move on the defender, turn it upfield before he was knocked out of bounds for a first down for the Sailors. as they move into Manatee territory.
Impressive first drive for the Sailors after the Hurricanes come right down and score on their first drive. And the Sailors answering back here, trying to tie up this ball game. McNeil behind center, offset eye. Turns around, fakes a handoff, a little bootleg. Now he's going to throw over the middle. It is up for grabs, and it's going to be picked off at about the 20-yard line. And the Canes get the ball back. That ball was kind of floated in. Joe Robinson picks it off for Manatee.
That was a rollout to the left side. Always difficult for a right-handed passer to throw back against his body. And he had pressure right in his face on that play. That was number 58. Let me find his name. Daniel Doyle, a 6'1", 195-pound senior, right in his face, put the pressure. The ball comes up short. On that play, Doug, Sean Bain needs to knock that ball down. He needs to become a defensive back so that interception goes incomplete.
So the Canes get the ball back at their own 19-yard line now, 1st and 10. Ball on the far hash mark, and a handoff in the backfield to Johnny Lang, and Lang gets out across the 20 to, let's see where they spot him down. Short pickup of about, let's call it 3 yards to the 22-yard line, coming down to 9 minutes and 8 seconds left in this first quarter. Well, just as we said, the Sailors were putting a good drive together. They turn it over, and Manatee very good at turning turnovers into points. You've seen that over the years, Ed. Here's another handoff to Lang in the backfield. This time he's wrapped up the middle as he tries to squirt ahead across the 25-yard line, picks up a couple of more yards, and it will bring up about a 3rd and 4 for the Canes.
They picked up about 4 on that one. Sets him up with a decent opportunity here on 3rd down for the first.
Going with the no huddle again, laying off the handoff. This time he slashes to the right side of the line, gets up to the 30-yard line, and it's going to be close to a 1st down. See where they mark it. A lot of these high school teams, Ed, we've seen going to what you call the sugar huddle or no huddle the last few weeks. We've seen that with Braden River last week, and it's very effective. It is enough for the 1st down. And right up to the line of scrimmage again. Meyer, quick outlet pass. It is complete to Lang in the flat, and he gets out to about the 36-yard line, dragged out of bounds on the near sideline. And the Canes are just keeping the Sailor defense honest right now, not letting them really set up the way they want with the quick huddles here.
And there they are on the ball again, ready to go. Sarasota still trying to get its defense positioned here. It's a big advantage for the Canes.
May have to call a timeout here just to get a little delay now as they put a new ball in play. So that gives the Sailors about a 10-second rest there.
A little home cooking right there by the referees, Doug.
Now a direct snap again. Meyer, little pitch out to Lang on the far side. Takes it out across the 45 up toward midfield into Sailor territory. And another 1st down for the Canes on the option play.
Quarterback option. He was able to read it, pitch it out to Johnny Lang in full stride. He was able to turn the corner, get it upfield, picked up a nice gain, got the ball into Sailor territory at about the 48-yard line.
Down to 8 minutes, 12 seconds left in this first quarter. Canes up 7-0. Little reverse around for Markel Hines, and he drops the ball. It is loose at about the 35-yard line, and the Sailors, I believe, pounce on it at the 35. Markel Hines on the end around had a good head of steam going, but never really had a handle on it. And it popped loose, and let's see who picked it up. It is number 4 for the Sailors, Dominique Austin with the fumble recovery.
Dominique Austin's one of those playmakers on that defense for the Sailors. It looked like Hines never really got a handle of that on that end reverse, and the Sailors are able to capitalize on the mistake, stop that Manatee drive, and they get good field position here near the 35.
So the Sailors get it back on a turnover by the Canes. And now they have it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. And the direct snap back to the quarterback. Colin McNeil rolling out to the far side. Throws on the run. Just gets rid of the ball as he was being chased by about 3 Hurricanes behind him. Good job just to get rid of it. It'll be a 2nd and 10.
And I got to say, Doug, I don't know why that wouldn't be intentional grounding. This isn't the NFL where if you're outside the tackle box, you can just throw the ball past the line of scrimmage for an incompletion. There was no Sarasota receiver anywhere in that area. It looked like it should have been a grounding call to me, but the referees didn't see it, and this goes as an incomplete pass, setting up 2nd down for the Sailors.
7:56 left in this opening quarter. Been an interesting one so far. Both teams moving the ball effectively, but both teams have turned it over. McNeil in the gun, 2 wide outs to the far side. A little movement along the near side of the defensive line for the Canes. And here come the flags.
Were they drawn off, or did they come across on their own?
That was Deontay Dozier moving.
And they're pointing in the Canes' direction.
Offside on Manatee, so it'll take it up to the 40-yard line now for the Sailors. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 5.
The Sailors will take a free 5 yards anytime on that, Doug.
And McNeil in the backfield again, waiting the snap. 2 wide outs to the far side. He throws to the near side, though, and not looking, but I think the Sailors are going to get the benefit of a penalty there. Tony Esmond, the receiver on the near side, hit him in the back, but flags come out as 3 Canes over there. See if they get called for the defensive pass interference.
They look like the defender and the receiver were in hand-to-hand combat down the sideline there. That's why Esmond didn't have time to turn around and look for the pass before it got there. Clearly interference that time on Manatee. And that's going to be another 10 yards for the Sailors. Moves them now into Hurricane territory, 1st and 10.
The break for Sarasota now, 1st and 10 at the Cane 45-yard line. As the Sailors get the benefit of that defensive pass interference penalty. McNeil now in the gun, 2 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near side, and Austin in the backfield. McNeil takes the snap, hands off to Austin going up the left side, trying to cut up field, and he squirts out to about the 42. One of the Sailors shaken up on that play away from the ball. Get a number for you in a second, but Austin picks up about 3 yards on that carry.
Yeah, that play, Doug, looked like it had some room to make something happen. Give the Manatee defense credit. They reacted to it and flowed to the ball carrier and were able to shut it down after a short 3-yard gain, setting up 2nd and long now for the Sailors. There's a timeout on the field with the injured Sarasota player on the ground.
Yeah, we'll get a number for you in a second. He's on his back, shaken up on that last play on the block, kind of away from the ball. 7:41 left in this opening quarter of play. 7-0 Manatee over the Sarasota Sailors tonight. Doug Miles and Ed Schneider, glad to be with you as you join us on our Ustream broadcast tonight. Again, all of our games available not only live, but we podcast them as well, available here on Ustream and on DougMilesMedia.com and on iTunes. And don't forget our post-game reports from the press box on YouTube and on MaxPreps.com. And that looks like it's Tony Esmond again, Ed, the player that got the benefit of the defensive pass interference just a moment ago, shaken up, and he's being helped off the field now.
A rough couple of plays there for Tony. Looks like an ankle, as he's definitely needing to keep that leg off the ground. I'd be surprised to see him come back after that injury in tonight's game.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 7 for the Sailors. And they are at the Cane 44-yard line, let's call that. As it's been a pretty interesting first quarter so far. Now McNeil again in the gun. The ball's on the far hash mark. Austin in the backfield. Fake handoff to him. McNeil rolling out to the right side. He throws in a run. Overthrows Sean Bain, who was open in the flat there, but overthrew him and incomplete.
Some nice trickeration by Sarasota's quarterback in the backfield. McNeil, he's able to fake to the left side. Looked like everything was flowing left. He was able to do the naked bootleg back to the right. He was wide open out there without any pressure, but couldn't get the ball on the mark for a completion.
And it is 3rd and 7 now. They got to change the down marker on the sideline there. 3rd and 7 for the Sailors. I think the referee just noticed that. They blew the whistle before the play could start, it looks like. Now a little delay. Now they're set to go. McNeil takes the direct snap. Back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Throws deep down the far side and way overthrows Sean Bain, who had his man beat, but that pass had no chance to be caught.
Well, if he was throwing that to the pylon, it's exactly what he did, but that was about 10 or 12 yards over Bain's head. Bain's a speedy receiver, but not that fast, Doug, and unable to catch up with that errant toss and sets up a fourth down situation. The Sailors unable to take advantage of a couple penalties there that moved them into Manatee territory.
And they bring on the punting unit right now. Let's see if Ed Volz decides to go for any kind of fake here. On 4th and 7. Snap back to the punter and gets the kick away. They're going to kick it. A pretty good kick. Going to bounce at about the 20-yard line. Take a forward roll for the Sailors and roll all the way inside the 10 to near the 5-yard line. Good job by the Sailors there to pin the ball deep in Cane territory.
Excellent special teams play on that one, and that's a situation where Manatee needs to come up and try to catch that short punt and not let it hit the ground and call a fair catch. When you don't, sometimes that's what happens. You get the good roll, and it sets up the Sailors' defense with the Canes back on their own 5-yard line. This is where you really want to put the pressure on defensively, try to hold them right here without a first down and make them punt from deep in their own territory.
7 minutes and 1 second left in this opening quarter of play. And now the Canes have it 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. And Meyer now rolling out to the far side, looking to throw on the run, and he throws it out of bounds. Nobody open there for Manatee. Incomplete.
Excellent secondary coverage that time by the Sarasota Sailors. They weren't fooled. You would think that deep in their own territory, the Canes might try to run it out of there a little bit, but Sarasota was ready for the pass, and the receivers were blanketed and nowhere to go. He just threw it out of bounds, incomplete, setting up 2nd down.
From the 5-yard line, Sailors might do a little blitz here, see if they can force a turnover. Put a little pressure on the Canes. Here, they're up 7-0. Manatee is on their first possession of the game. Josh Myers, a 32-yard touchdown run. He takes the direct snap, quick outlet pass to the far side. It is complete to Lang, but nothing doing there as the Sailors read that perfectly for just about a 1 or 2 yard pickup, and it'll bring up a 3rd and long now for Manatee.
Yeah, they had twin receivers out there, tried to get it out quickly and let the other receiver block for the receiver of the pass. Excellent job by Sarasota. Both defenders came up, put a stop to that one, basically for no gain, Doug, setting up 3rd and 10 for the Canes.
Didn't pick up anything at all, so it's 3rd and 10 from the 5-yard line. Ball on the far side hash mark. Meyer staying in that gun. 2 wide outs to the near side and 2 to the far side. Meyer takes the snap, looks to his left, still looking, now throws deep over the middle. It is up for grabs, and it is caught by Kelvin McKnight, who was double covered, and it is complete out to the 46-yard line. Nice pass and even better catch by McKnight.
McKnight ran past the double coverage there of the Sarasota Sailors straight down the middle of the field. Give Josh Meyer credit. A beautiful throw out there. Gets the Canes out from the shadow of their own goal line all the way out to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Manatee.
That will get you out of trouble in a hurry as they take the water break timeout now midway through the first quarter. 6:04 left. Manatee up 7-0, and that's really kind of been the history of the Manatee Hurricanes, Ed, since we've been covering them. Getting out of trouble when they're in trouble. They're very rarely in that situation, but when they are, they always seem to find a way to get the ball out of there, and now they have 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
And seems like we've had a lot of action already, Doug, for only the first 6 minutes of the game. A lot of that's a matter of the fact that both teams have come out throwing the ball, and with incompletion that stops the clock. So a fair number of plays already for only the first 6 minutes of this ball game.
And they take the mandatory water break. For those of you joining us maybe for the first time in Florida high school football, they do mandatory water breaks midway through each quarter of play. So that's not an official timeout for either team. And team's back out on the field right now. 1st and 10 at the Cane 46-yard line. Meyer again, there's a little flip on the reverse of Kelvin McKnight on the carry, but nothing doing there. Well read by the Sailor defense to cause a loss of about 5 or 6 yards on that play back to the 40-yard line, 45-yard line. And a loss of about, well, they're going to mark it at the 43, so about a 4-yard loss. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage, though, as Meyer is going to keep it, runs it out across the 50-yard line, inside Sailor territory, and pushed out of bounds at about the Sailor 47. So Manatee not taking any time off the previous play where they lost some yardage, come right back up and pick a lot of it back up.
Yeah, all the way down to the 46-yard line of the Sailors, setting up a 3rd and short. Let's see what they do here. Do they keep it on the ground? Let Meyer run it.
No huddle again, and a high snap gets away from Meyer. He's got a fall on it back at his own 43. They were setting up to look like a end around or reverse again for Markel Hines, and that snap came high to the quarterback, and he had to go back and fall on it. And it brings up a 4th down and 11 now for Manatee. And let's see if they bring on the punting unit here. Or are they just going to go for it here? They are going to go for it, it looks like, unless Myers can do the old quick kick here.
Quick kick is what I would think.
Yep, there it goes. Little quick kick, a squibber, a low one, and it rolls to the 25 to about the 23, 22 before it stops. And that's where the Sailors will start, 1st and 10.
Good strategy, not excellent execution. They would have liked to have another 10 yards on that kick, but no harm, no foul on that one. The Sailors did come up with a couple plays defensively after the big pass play to McKnight, moved it out of from their own 5-yard line for the Hurricanes. But Sarasota takes over, still down only 7-0 here, just a little past midway of the first quarter.
And Sarasota has it at their own 22-yard line with 4:46 left. McNeil behind center, I formation, single wideouts to either side, handoff in the backfield to Austin, and Austin goes up the middle and maybe gets a yard out to the 23. Well read by the Kane defense, led by a man we called his number a lot last time we did this Manatee Hurricanes. DeMarcus Christmas goes about 285, 6'4". I think he's heavier than that.
They got a couple big guys in there. They also have Derek Fines, who's 6'3", 288, helps clog up the middle for the Hurricane defense.
2nd and 9 at the 24-yard line. Offset I for the Sailors. McNeil behind center, turns around, hands off Austin, trying to go outside. Nothing doing there as the Canes read that. And that'll be a loss of a couple on a play. Trayvon Rumpf in there on the stop, along with several other Canes, and a loss of about 2 back to the 21-yard line.
And, Doug, that play right there shows why the Hurricanes are 3-0 so far this season. The line of scrimmage was moved back about 2 yards into the Sarasota backfield. Great penetration by the Manatee line, creating the loss on that play, setting up a 3rd and long for the Sailors.
Now they set up 4 wideouts, quad formation. McNeil drops back into the gun. Austin standing to his left. Sean Bain in motion now. High snap, handing off to Bain. There's a flag on the play, and Bain slips as he tries to cut up field at the 20. And I think they're going to be a little leaving early here for Bain.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get a jump start on it, and the referees caught him. Didn't do much good anyways. He still ended up with no gain on the play. But the Canes are going to decline that, setting up a 4th down situation, I would think.
Yep, they turned down the penalty, offside on Sarasota, or illegal motion. Illegal shift is actually the signal from the official. So it brings up a 4th and 11 now, as the Sailors will bring on the punting unit with 3:18 left in this first quarter of play from Eyrig Field on the campus of Sarasota High School. The Canes with the 7-0 lead. They scored on their first possession, and then since then it's been scoreless. Both teams kind of struggling to get much further than each other's 30-yard line. Sailors will punt it. Low snap, and they just get the punt away. Not a bad punt under the circumstances. Going to take a forward roll for Sarasota and will go out of bounds near midfield. Not bad considering the low snap and having to pick it up, but Canes will get good field position.
Yeah, that you got to be able to handle those snaps as a punter. It looked like it was in the hands. It might have been low, but he did drop it, was able to get it off. Lucky that didn't get blocked by the onrushing Hurricane defenders. But with the roll, they got about 28-yard punt, getting it, or 30-yard punt, getting it out to midfield, 1st down for the Canes.
At the Sailor 45-yard line. And a handoff in the backfield to Lang, right up the middle, across the 30-yard line, still on his feet, cuts outside to the 20, to the 15, to the 5, to the goal line, and he gets in for the touchdown.
And just like that, Johnny Lang gets some daylight over the right side, gets a couple blocks out there in front of him, and he's off to the races. Was able to beat the Sarasota defenders to the far pylon, gets into the end zone for the quick score, and just like that, Doug, one play, 48-yard drive for the Canes, and they're up 13-0 looking for the extra point.
Yeah, it goes 45 yards for the score. Johnny Lang just took it, ran right up the middle, cut outside, and that was it. Now the extra point try. And the kick is up, and it is good. And took 9 seconds, Ed, for the Canes to score on that as they go one play, 45 yards. Johnny Lang for the score. They lead at 14-0 with 2:44 left here in the opening quarter.
And that's what Manatee can do to you, keep you off balance, thinking pass and run both, and not bad for a backup runner. Like we said, though, in the pregame, Lang did come into the game as the number 4 rusher in the local area here with 292 yards. He's quickly adding to that total. A couple more of those, Doug, and he'll be well over 100 yards for tonight's game.
So the Sailors right now find themselves down 2 touchdowns to this top-ranked Manatee team. One of the leading teams not only in the county or the state of Florida, but top 25, as Ed mentioned in the pregame, and in the nation in high school football. Last year at one time, Ed, they were number 1 in the country as they made their way to what they thought would be a championship season. They came up a little bit short last year, but 2 years ago they won it all.
Won it all when they weren't number 1 ranked, but they couldn't repeat. Tough to do.
Long kick, and it's going to be into the end zone, and it will be a touchback, and the Sailors will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line right now. And this is kind of the way we're used to seeing Manatee play ball games. If you get behind them early, very tough to come back. You really got to get ahead of Manatee if you can, and just try and play good defense and keep it as close as you can. And they're not out of it, only 2 touchdowns down, but can't afford to turn it over right here.
Well, it's been big plays so far by the Canes, and I think after this last series, we see why Sarasota came out trying to throw the ball, because they're going to have a tough time running it against this Manatee front.
Set up in a passing formation again with the quads, 2 wideouts to either side. McNeil in the backfield, in the gun, takes the snap, looks to throw, throws deep over the far side, has Bain open there on the run, he makes the catch at midfield, and he's dragged down from behind inside Cane territory at about the 35-yard line. Great catch and pass for the Sailors to Sean Bain.
And that was good recognition by quarterback Cullen. He saw that Bain was one-on-one out there to the wide side of the field. He laid it out there pretty well. A little more air under that, and Bain could have caught that in full stride and been off to the races for a touchdown. But it's still a huge gain for the Sailors. Gives them some momentum now into Manatee territory.
47-yard pickup there on that pass and catch to Sean Bain. Now McNeil in the shotgun again. They send out 3 wideouts to the far side, 2 to the near side, and a handoff in the backfield to Austin. This time nothing doing. Bunch of Canes right there to wrap him up for a couple of yard loss.
And there you can see it, Doug. 4 or 5 Cane jerseys in that Sarasota backfield, throwing Austin for a 2-yard loss. They're so far not finding any running room for Austin. They're going to have to find another way to get him the ball out in some space so he can do something with it. I'd like to see him get out on some patterns, maybe some swing passes, and see if he can get one-on-one with somebody and break a play as well.
Loss of about 3 back to the 35-yard line of Manatee. 2nd down and 13, let's call it. 1:35 and counting left in this first quarter. Sailors trailing it 14-0. They send out 3 wideouts to the near side, none to the far side. McNeil in the gun, Bain in motion, and now we get a whistle.
Time.
Too much time taken by the Sailors, and that'll move it back 5 more yards, and that's the kind of mistake you can't make against the Canes. Took too much time to get that play ready to go. And it will be 2nd down and 18 now.
They need some better clock management than that, Doug, if they're going to have an opportunity tonight to win.
Yeah, back at the 40-yard line now of Manatee. Austin standing to his quarterback's right in the backfield. 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. McNeil takes the snap, rolling to the right. Looking to throw, throws on the run. A low throw, incomplete. And trying to hit Sean Bain on the near side, about the 25, but too low for him to be able to scoop up. It'll bring up a 3rd down now, and 18 for the Sarasota Sailors. 1:19 left in the opening quarter.
Sean Bain was open there. He did a comeback move, took it straight down the field about 20, and then came back towards the sidelines. Ball was low. He couldn't come up with the catch. setting up this third down for the Sailors.
And they go with the two wideouts on the far side, one to the near side again. McNeil stops, throws a quick pass to Austin, complete. He has to the 35, down to the 30, squirts down to about the 27. See where they give him forward progress here. Not enough for the first down, though. He had to get to about the 22. And it will bring up a fourth down. Interesting call here for Ed Volz. Ed, do they go for the field goal or do they try and go for the first down? It'll be fourth and about 5.
Well, that's the play I was looking for the Sailors to run, get Austin out in some space. He came close to breaking that one. He was upset that he got tripped up there by a lone tackler, or he could have been off to the races for a touchdown as well. Good recovery there by the Manatee secondary, as Austin had room when he initially caught that swing pass and had a big hole to run up. But they were able to close and come up with the play, setting up this fourth down situation for the Sailors. Definitely four down territory for the Sailors here at their own 26, at the Manatee 26-yard line. I don't think they have a field goal kicker, and I don't think field goals is going to help them win this game tonight anyways. They need touchdowns. So let's see if they can come up with the right play here to maintain control of the ball and or get it into the end zone for a score.
Canes have called a timeout there to talk it over defensively. Well, they are lining up to do a field goal here, Ed. They're going to go for it from the 34. Well, we spotted a 44-yard try from the near side hash mark. So let's see, unless it's a fake. McNeil is the holder. With 54 seconds left here in the opening quarter of play. Here's the snap, the spot, the kick. It is going to be well short and no good. And I think I agree with you, Ed. You might as well have gone for the first down there. That had no chance to get through.
Yeah, I don't like that play. If you got a kicker that's kicking pop-ups to the 35-yard line on the other side of the field, that tells you he doesn't have a big leg. And that was a 44-yarder, not even close. And like I said, I don't think 3 points is going to help him keep up with the Canes in tonight's game. And sort of disappointed in that call, Doug. But, hey, coach has to live with it. Maybe he wanted to try to get his kicker some confidence in any event. The Canes hold and have the first down here with decent field position.
And it's going to be 49 seconds left as the Canes start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's a handoff in the backfield to Lang, and nothing doing there as he tries to go up the middle, shoved backwards. Maybe picks up, no gain there at all. I think they're just going to give him to the line of scrimmage, and that might be the last play of the first quarter. 35 seconds, and the clock is moving. Manatee's going to take their time here in the huddle. They may have to snap it one more time before the quarter ends as they're going to come up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 now. Two wide out, split to the near side, one to the far side, offset I with Meyer in the backfield, takes the direct snap, hands off to Lang, and Lang squirts free, gets across the 30-yard line, out to the far side, to the 40, to midfield, in Sailor territory, to the 40, to the 35, and he's pushed out of bounds near the 30, and a flag comes out as well. Could be a face mask added onto this one.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think the Sarasota defenders were just trying to do anything they could to get some white jersey there and bring them down, and maybe they got a little bit of that face mask along with it. But Johnny Lang showing some great explosion. What I like about him too, Doug, he knows how to get out behind his blockers and follow them down the field. He had a couple escorts leading them down the far sideline for a huge gain from their own 30-yard line inside the 35-yard line of Sarasota, tack on a penalty, and it's going to get the Canes all the way down to probably the 20-yard line of the Sailors.
51-yard gain there for Lang, and now they're going to add on a few more on the, well, did they mark it off? I thought that's where he went out of bounds at the 29. Well, either way, the Canes have it 1st and 10 at the Sailor 29. Lang again on the carry up the middle to the 20, still on his feet, to the 15, and down right at the 15-yard line. I thought he was pushed out of bounds at the 29, and they're going to add on the penalty to that, but either way, Lang another handoff, and he picks up another first down.
Yeah, they didn't mark any yardage off. I was surprised at that, too. I guess they must have picked up the flag, but no signal from the referees on that one. But
he did indicate face mask originally, and then didn't mark anything off.
Didn't mark anything off, so.
That's the end of the first quarter, too, as 12 minutes have gone by. Very interesting first quarter of play, particularly if you're a Manatee Hurricane fan. The Canes lead it after 14-0 over the Sarasota Sailors.
Johnny Lang really getting going there late in the first quarter. His last 3 carries were 45, 51, and 12 yards, so that's over 100 yards there on 3 carries. Really opening up the Manatee offense. If they can continue to do that, they won't have to throw the ball, but I know the Canes like to get some balance going, especially because they know they're going to need it down the road when they play the top teams and on their way to try to contend for another state championship.
Yeah, they want to get back to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. They felt they were gypped last year. They lost to St. Thomas Aquinas. They had the ticket punched to the championship finals in Orlando, but didn't quite get there, and now they're trying to make their way back again. But right now the Sailors have a defensive task at hand, 1st and 10 at the Sailor 15-yard line for the Canes. As we start quarter number 2, they're already up 14-0. Johnny Lang has really led the offense tonight for Manatee. Gets the ball again on the hand. No, the quarterback keeps it. Nice fake, and he's just going to walk into the end zone on the near side for the touchdown. Meyer, a great fake on the handoff, and he takes it in, but there is a flag on the play. I thought he handed it off. I think everybody in the building did.
Certainly everybody on the defense did. Everybody was sucked inside trying to stop Lang after his last few runs, and Meyer just put it in there, pulled it out, and kept it down the right sideline untouched. No defenders near him as he walked in for the touchdown.
And the officials are talking it over. There was a flag thrown around the goal line.
It looks like they're going to be marking some yardage off against the Canes.
This may come back. I don't think this is going to be a touchdown. Let's see. Or is it after the play? Well, the offense is coming off the field, so it must have been after the play. A dead ball foul. No indication yet. Here we go. Official talking it over with the Canes. Let's see what the call is here. It is a touchdown. And touchdown, says the official. Personal foul on Sarasota on that play, and they'll mark it off on the kickoff. So it's a touchdown for the Canes. They'll come on for the extra point.
Josh Meyer, beautiful faking on that one, walked into the end zone. Easy 15-yard touchdown for the Canes. They look to go up 21-0 here on the extra point.
And the extra point is up, and it is good. And Josh Meyer, a 15-yard touchdown run, just 7 seconds in to the second quarter of play. His second touchdown of the game. He had a 32-yard run early in the first quarter. And right now, the Manatee Hurricanes widening the lead now to 21-0.
Yeah, Josh Meyer looking good so far at quarterback for the Canes. After some early struggles with the passing game last week, he's come in and run that offense beautifully. He's hit a couple passes, and he knows when to hold them and when to fold them, Doug. He either gives it off to Johnny Lang, who's ripping off big runs, or he keeps the ball himself and gets his own big runs in. 2 untouched plays for touchdowns, and just like that, the Canes are up 21-0. The Sailors really have only had one big pass play to Sean Bain. Other than that, they've been pretty much shut down, especially on the ground game. So let's see if the Sailors can try to figure something out to get some offense going and try to get some points on the board here early in the second quarter.
Call him Kenny Rogers then. Hold him and fold him.
Hold him and fold him, baby. That's it, baby.
A little reference from the 70s for you folks out there.
I thought you were talking about roaster chicken.
That too. That's gone. And a
onside kick.
Onside kick, yeah. They were kicking it off from the Sailor over the 50-yard line, right? The 45-yard line.
Yeah, it was a 15-yard penalty. That's a good time to try the onside. You got to practice them for when you might really need them. They figured they weren't going to give up too much field position. You kick it into the end zone. They've got it at the 20 instead. It's at the 30, and they had it shot to come up with the ball. So I think that's a good call by the Manatee coaching staff. Good job by Sarasota covering it and being ready for it. Now let's see if the Sailors can get something going here on first down.
Joe Canan, we haven't talked much about him tonight. Of course, legendary coach in Manatee County over the years, over 30 years, I believe, 35 years with the program, and he's done a great job. Right now, the Sailors, 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line, moving from right to left here in the second quarter, down 21-0. McNeil on the rollout, throws on the run. It is complete to Bain at the 40, gets out to the 45, bumped out of bounds at about the 46. So Sailors have been pretty effective on first down, Ed, particularly with the passing game to Sean Bain, but then after that, it kind of bogs down.
Well, I think they're going to have to go to the passing game for two reasons. Number one, they're down 21-0 already. And number two, they got to try to spread out this defense a little bit and tire them out so that there are some running lanes for Austin out of the backfield.
And quickly up to the line of scrimmage is McNeil. 1st and 10 at the 46 of Sarasota. Handoff in the backfield to Austin, trying to go up the right side, but the Canes read that one well and send the whole backfield and the whole front line in there, and they knock him down for a loss of a couple of yards.
And there you go once again, penetration by that Manatee front, pushing back the Sailors' offensive line, and that's the best way to stymie anybody's running game, especially when you have a speedy back like Austin. He's not big, but he is fast. If he has a hole, he can break through it and go a long way. So far, excellent run defense by the Canes.
Loss of 2 back to the Sailor, a 44-yard line. 2nd and 12, 2 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near side. McNeil takes the direct snap, back to pass, steps up, throws deep down the near side, has Bain open, he makes the catch on the run, juggling it, takes it down near the goal line, and he stopped there at about the 1-yard line.
Good concentration by Sean Bain. He was open down the near sideline. There was double coverage out there, but they let him run right by. Beautiful throw by Colin on that one. He got some air under that one. Bain did bobble it a little bit, which slowed him up just enough to let Manatee recover and tackle him short of the end zone. But great play for the Sailors, and now they have 1st and goal.
At the 2-yard line, nice catch by Bain. Juggled it a little bit, but kept moving, and now the Sailors have a chance to get on the scoreboard. McNeil behind center, tight formation. Here's Austin on the carry, up the right side, left side, and he's in for the score. Just kind of walks in there, and the Sailors get on the scoreboard.
Well, and there you go. Nothing up the middle. What do? They go off tackle, and Austin is able to walk in, as you said, Doug. An easy touchdown after a lot of difficulty running the ball so far in this game. It's exactly what the Sailors needed, a big play to get back into it. The Canes are making big plays, and if you're going to keep up with them, you're going to have to come up with some big plays of your own. Looks like an official timeout for an injury here of a Manatee player.
And the Sailors go 70 yards on that drive in 1 minute and 9 seconds.
3 plays, 70 yards. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, one of the Manatee players shaken up on that. We'll get a number for you as soon as we can. So the Sailors get on the scoreboard early into the second quarter of play, pending the extra point right now. They trail at 21-6. Very impressive drive, Ed, like you said, with Sean Bain making some big yardage catches tonight. Good throw by McNeil, and then Austin just takes that carry right into the end zone from 2 yards out. And right now, the Sailor fans feeling a lot better.
Well, certainly you don't want to get shut out here in the first half. They needed that. They give them some confidence. Didn't give their defense much of a break since it was such a quick drive, but they'll take it. They're on the board, and let's see what they can do now defensively to try to get back into this game.
And the extra point try coming up. The Manatee player didn't get the number, but apparently he's okay. Here's the snap, the spot, the kick. It is up, and it is good. And with 10:43 left here in the first half, the Sailors on the scoreboard. They trail at 21-7.
And let's give credit there to Justin Austin. He's had a tough night so far running the ball, but once it got down to the 2-yard line, he was able to bounce running play off the left tackle, no defenders in his way, and he was able to trot into the end zone untouched for the first touchdown of the evening for the Sailors. Exactly what they needed to get back into this game. Now it's up to their defense to see if they can stop the big play offense of the Manatee Hurricanes.
Yeah, we've seen the Sailors this year a couple of times, Ed, and very impressed with not only their offense but their defense as well, which had been a problem for them the last few years we've done Sailor football. And secondary has been very impressive in previous games, but they're going to have to come up big tonight. And definitely need to stop the Canes right now and get the ball back and see if they can pull within one score. But let's see what they do on this kickoff.
And probably more disturbing for the Sarasota defense is the Canes have been able to do this here primarily on the ground. Just the 1-2 punch of Johnny Lang and the quarterback, Josh Meyer, able to know when to hand it off and when to keep it himself. And so far, it's been effective.
And here comes the kickoff. Got a short kick going to the far side of the field, taken at the 29-yard line, returned out to the 40, to the 45, to midfield. And that was Markel Hines on the return. And the Canes will have good field position once again right at midfield.
And the Canes were ready for that one. This time they said, we're not going to fair catch that. We're going to grab it and go. And a nice return there. That's about a 20, 25-yard return. Gets the ball into Sailor territory. Not what the Sailors needed, but Manatee's at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10.
10:37 left here in the first half of play. Canes moving from left to right. And Meyer, quick hitter to the far side. It is complete to Joe Andruzzi. First time he's caught a ball tonight, and he makes the catch and goes out of bounds on the far side. Did he catch it? Yeah, he caught it, and he went out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Pickup of about 5 yards on the play.
Just a quick out to the farthest wide receiver out there with triple or double receivers on the far side.
They line up again, the quads, 2 to each side. Same pass again to Andruzzi, but this time it is thrown low by Myers and incomplete. So the same play called again, but Myers appeared to rush that throw a little bit. It's a little handshake there from Andruzzi saying don't worry about it. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 now for Manatee.
Yeah, that's a little inexperience there by Meyer. He had the time, but it is a quick play, a bang-bang type play. They're trying to get it out there to the wide receiver. Let him do something with it, but it falls incomplete, setting up 3rd down.
Now triple wides to the near side, spread out. 1 to the far side. Lang in the backfield, the lone setback. Meyer takes the snap, low snap, hands off to Lang up the middle. He breaks free to the 40, to the 35, still on his feet to the 30, and gets down and near side the 25-yard line. And Lang, once again, every time the Canes seem to have a 3rd and long, they give it to Lang, and he picks up huge yardage.
Well, they went with 4 wide receivers, as you said, Doug. On that play, they had 3 here to the wide side, the near side of the field to us, 1 on the far side, and left Lang as the lone setback behind the quarterback, and it spread the field out, and there weren't many defenders there behind the initial wave of Sarasota linemen, and once Lang got past that front of the Sailors, he was in open spaces, was able to get a quick 18-yard gain, get the ball all the way down to the 35-yard line of the Sailors.
2 Sailors shaken up on that play. And one gets up. Get a number for you in a second if we can. Could be just cramps. What was that, 44? Silas Jones. Actually, there's Chandler Black. He was the one player that was shaken up. And looks like Devon Corbett was the other one, but both players up right now. And it is 1st and 10 for the Canes at the Sailor 25-yard line.
Yeah, this
good run by Lang.
That sure was, and the Sailor defense starting to get worn down a little bit here, Doug. Still 10 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Already up 21-7 after the Sailors just scored, but now Manatee knocking on the door again. Double wide out split to either side. And Meyer, quick outlet pass again to Andruzzi. Juggles it. This time he can't hang on. That was right in the numbers, and Andruzzi did the old juggling act, but it fell to the ground, incomplete.
That's too bad for Andruzzi. He had a lot of running room out there. The Sailors didn't react with the proper number of defenders, and Andruzzi had a blocker out in front of him. He could have been down the far sideline, perhaps into the end zone, had he been able to hold on to that one.
My mistake, that was Kelvin McKnight, number 1. So he's the one that unable to hang on to it. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 now. McKnight and Markel Hines split to the far side. Andruzzi on the near side. Now a fake, and it's going to be a keeper by the quarterback, Myers. Takes it through the middle, down inside the 20-yard line, and near the first down marker. See where they spot it. Looks like he might be a little short. And it'll be third down, and let's call it 2. And it's going to be spotted at the, looks like the 18-yard line. Under 10 minutes remaining, 9:35 and counting here in this first half of play.
Is it 4-down territory? Are they going to go for it if they don't make it here?
3 wideouts to the far side. Hand off to Lang. Up the middle. Big hole again to the 10, to the 5. Puts his helmet down into the end zone. Touchdown, Manatee.
And again, they spread the field with 4 wide receivers. Leaves that middle vulnerable. And Lang's able to find that opening and head straight to the goal line and power it in there at over a couple defenders there at about the 2. Touchdown for the Canes, and between Lang and Meyer, quite a running game here so far tonight for the Manatee Hurricanes.
And they go 48 yards on that drive in 1 minute and 4 seconds. And on the extra point, coming across early, one of the Sailors, Eddie Peralta, offside. That is Lang's 3rd touchdown, right, Ed?
Yes, they each have 2. Meyer has 2 and Lang has 2.
Lang has 2 now, right. That's the 4th touchdown of the game for Manatee.
18-yard scamper for the score.
And the extra point is good. So the Hurricanes answer right back after the Sailors scored on a quick drive down the field in 3 plays. And now the Manatee Hurricanes come right back on a 48-yard drive. They got a good return on the kickoff, and then Johnny Lang, again, his 2nd score of the game, 18 yards, and it is now 28-7 in favor of the Canes.
That's one of those luxuries that Manatee has, to have a backup at running back, the caliber of Johnny Lang. He was a sort of a 1-2 punch anyways with Trayvon Walters so far early in the season, but he's probably over, I haven't totaled it up yet, but he's probably nearing 150 yards already for the game. We still have 9:23 to go in the second quarter. Long ways to go in this game. And if the Sailors don't figure out a way to shut down that running game of the Canes, it's going to be a long night.
A lot of Manatee fans here tonight as we look out across the field on the visitors' side. A lot of red over there. The Manatee band also coming over tonight. So Cane fans support their team no matter where they go. Good crowd here on at Irick Field, Cleveland Stadium, one of the larger seated stadiums in high school football in the area. There's a nice high end-over-end kick going to be taken about the 15-yard line by Austin. Austin still on his feet, gets out to about the 15-16, and that's where he's going to be brought down. And the Sailors will have it 1st and 10 deep in their end of the field.
That was a nice high end-over-end kick. It gave the Manatee kick coverage team time to get down there in their lanes, and they were able to converge on Austin, hold them deep in the Sarasota territory inside the 20, making a long field here for the Sailors on 1st down.
Next week we'll be at Brain River High School to see those Pirates, Ed. We've seen them this year. Very impressive win last week against Southeast. They'll be taking on the Booker Tornadoes. We look forward to that next Friday night at 7:30.
Yeah, we've seen both of those teams. It'll be interesting to see how they progress since we've seen them earlier in the year.
Coach Ed Volz of the Sailors used to coach the Pirate team. Now off the snap, there's a flag on the play off a handoff. And I think this is going to be against the Sailors for illegal motion there, illegal procedure.
Yeah, they're digging into the playbook a little bit, trying to run some razzle-dazzle
illegal shift.
To keep Manatee off balance, and instead they end up picking up the 5-yard penalty here on 1st down.
Well, that'll move it back.
Well,
and
it's
decline it. Interesting. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line. The Cane defense, they're confident, or the coaching staff confident in the Cane defense. Turn down the penalty, make it a 2nd down and 11. It's a loss of about 1 on the play. And the Canes, whenever they get deep in the opponent's end of the field, they can smell blood on defense. Sailors right now trailing by 3 touchdowns. They got to be careful here. Control the ball as much as you can here. McNeil takes the snap, rolling out, being a rush in the backfield, throws in the run. It is complete out across the 20-yard line. And Sean Bain makes the catch for a short gain. Pick up about 7 yards on the play. Not too bad, but it'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for Sarasota.
A little quick passing game for the Sailors. That's what they need to do. Let's see if they can do it again here on third down and pick up a first.
8 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half. Ball on the far hash mark at the 22-yard line for the Sailors. McNeil throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Trying to hit, not sure. He had a couple of receivers over there. Bain was over there, along with, looks like Dylan Cleveland as well. But neither of them were looking back. It's going to bring up a fourth down now, and they're going to have to bring on the punting unit.
Well covered that time by the Hurricane secondary. 4 defenders out there covering 2 receivers. Made for a tough throw by McNeil. Unable to complete it, and sets up a punting situation now for the Sailors, trailing 28-7 here. We're still 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, dangerous situation, too. You need a good snap right here. The punter back at his own 5. It goes over his head. There's a flag on the play. Punter comes back, tries to do a Garo Yepremian kick and gets it away, but I believe the play is going to be blown dead here. There's 2 flags on the play.
That was quite an effort by the punter. He left-footed it, even though he's a right-footed kicker. Was able to at least get it out of the end zone.
Illegal procedure against the Sailors.
I think that'll be declined by the Canes, and they'll take it right there.
Take it right there. Either way, they'd get grid field position. High snap over the head. They're going to decline it, and the Canes will have it. 1st and 10 at the Sailor 22-yard line.
And you called that one, Doug. High snap.
Dangerous part of the field, and they know the rush is coming. And now the Canes, another chance to tack on another score here. They line up with 4 wideouts, 2 to either side. Here's Meyer, quick throw to the far side. It is complete to Kelvin McKnight. Breaks 1 tackle. He's trying to struggle free on the far sideline. Then he's finally pushed out of bounds at about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Picks up about 4 yards. It's called 3. So at the 19-yard line, will they spot the ball?
Well, so far, other than the one play for 40 yards to McKnight that got the Canes out of deep in their own territory, the Sailors have done a good job of controlling him, their leading receiver.
Ball on the far hash mark. Again, double wide out, split to either side of the line. Meyer looks to his right. Throws a pass over there. It is complete inside the 5-yard line and going out of bounds inside the 5. And that was McKnight once again, this time lined up on the near side. And let's see where they spot this one. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Canes. And it's actually at the 1. He got that far near the near pylon there. Couldn't see it with all the people standing there. So 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
23-yard pickup just like that. McKnight getting into the offense himself now.
And they line up in the I formation. Here's a handoff in the backfield. Walking in, but a touchdown is Octavius James, the sophomore running back. And the Canes score again.
Walk-in was the right term there. The huge hole. I might have been able to get through that hole, Doug. And that's saying something. But getting another back in there to get a little experience, get him on the scoreboard. And the Canes quickly go up 34-7, looking to add to that margin with the extra point.
A lot of short drives tonight, Ed. That was only 38 seconds for the Canes to go 22 yards off the high snap punt that they recovered. And the extra point is good, and it is now 35-7 Manatee, and in a very long first half of football. Still 7:21 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it seems like an eternity already, Doug, and maybe because Manatee's run so many plays. But long ways to go yet for the Sailors. It's going to be tough just to get into the locker room without any more damage for Sarasota, so they can try to regroup and at least prove something here in the second half of the game. But they got to get out of the second quarter first without any more damage.
Yeah, the running game has really killed the Sailors tonight. Sailor defense, although not quite the competition level, obviously. The games we saw before, they were doing a great job with stopping the run and the pass. But particularly Johnny Lang tonight just been bullying it up the middle, breaking up some big holes and going for his 2 touchdowns. And Josh Meyer, the same thing. The quarterback, he has 2 touchdowns. And now Octavius James, the 5th score of the game for the Canes in less than a quarter and a half. Here's the kickoff, deep kickoff, and it goes into the end zone again, and it'll be a touchback. Sailors start 1st and 10 at their own 20.
That's a nice weapon to have for the Canes. Their kicker able to kick it into the end zone. Don't have to worry about returns. As once the ball crosses the goal line in high school football, it comes out to the 20. So that's a nice job by the Canes kicker, setting up Sarasota 1st and 10 at their own 20, 80 yards from pay dirt, and they need something to happen. What they really need is a time-consuming drive, but the fact is they're not going to get any yardage running the ball, at least not inside. So they're probably going to have to go to the air, and the problem is if you have a few incompletions, no time runs off the clock, and the Canes get the ball right back.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Sailors moving from right to left here in the second quarter of play. McNeil in the backfield takes the pitch, and he's going to pitch it to Austin now on the far side, and Austin can't get anything at all going forward there as the Canes read that. You're not going to get that option play to work too well tonight with that very quick Manatee defense. Loss of 2 on the play.
And that's been more the norm than the exception so far. Austin being tackled behind the line of scrimmage most of the evening so far.
2nd and 12 now, back at the 18-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. Sailors line up with 2 wideouts split to the near side and 1 to the far side. Austin in the backfield. Now Bain in motion. McNeil rolling, throwing to the near side, and just kind of throws it out of bounds as Bain was double covered over there, and McNeil was also being rushed.
Yeah, that play took too long to develop, Doug. You don't have that much time back there to run around and find a receiver. You got to have some quick hitters, a couple 3-step drop plays, try to hit maybe Bain on some slant patterns. But that Manatee front's going to really wear down that Sarasota offensive line, and they're going to be getting in McNeil's face for the rest of the game at this rate. Now
you're looking at a 3rd and 12 for the Sailors at their own 18-yard line. You want to get something here, get a first down, get out of a little trouble here if you can. Double wideouts again to either side of the line. McNeil takes the snap, drops back. Here comes the rush. He just gets rid of the ball before he's put down, and it is incomplete. And boy, that rush came hard, and McNeil had no chance to set up for that pass. And again, they're going to have to punt it. This time, the punter will be in his own end zone.
Yeah, less than a minute ran off the clock, Doug, with the 2 incompletions. And what the Sailors are trying to do on that one thing to do to slow down the rush is run a screen pass. But the offensive linemen, before they slide out to the side to get in front of the receiver, they need to at least slow down that offensive line. They didn't do much of that, and there was 3 of them in there on McNeil, giving him no opportunity to complete that one.
And here's the snap, not a bad one, and the kick just gets away, nearly blocked, but it's a short kick. It's going to take a bounce at the Sailor 36, take a sort of a roll forward, and it'll be down at about the 37-yard line for Manatee. They'll have great field position again at the Sailor 37-yard line.
It looks like this whole second quarter just about's been played in the Sarasota end of the field. Manatee's controlling things right now with their defense especially. The Canes really can't, or the Sailors rather, really can't do much of anything right now on offense. And when Manatee gets it, they're just able to run it down the throat of the Sailors. It's going to be a long game at this rate, Doug. Still 6:18 to go in the second quarter. Have they given them the water break
Water
yet?
break right now. Yep.
So finally, the Sailors have made it to the water break, but they still got long ways to go just to get into the halftime locker room.
Yeah, Sailors, we expected to, now it's always been a tough matchup when the Sailors have played Manatee. Of course, they were used to being district opponents there. They're no longer in the same district, but we had high hopes that the Sailors, the way we've seen them play this year, might give the Canes a good game. But right now, it's a typical blowout between these two teams. But let's see if the Sailors can kind of regroup here. But like you said, we only played a quarter and a half. And the Canes have already put up 35.
Well, the team that the Canes played last week, Friendship Collegiate Academy, supposedly had 9 Division I offer players on their roster. So the Canes have been playing some tough competition. Maybe that's why they haven't been blowing them out early, but they still are 3-0, and we're seeing why tonight.
Here's a little quick pass to the far side. It is incomplete, trying to hit Markel Hines in the flat, and it a bit overthrown. Cavius Price was in motion to the near side on a fake handoff. Kind of got the defense moving to the near side, but incomplete pass. Second down and 10 now from the 37-yard line of the Sailors. 6:14 left in this very long first half of football, particularly if you're a Sailor fan. A lot of Sailor fans here kind of sitting on their hands right now. Haven't had a lot to cheer about except that one touchdown by Justin Austin. That's been it for the Sailors on offense. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Meyer takes a handoff. No, he does hand it off to Octavius James going up the far side. Gets down near the 30-yard line, and that's where he's going to be pushed back. But he picks up enough for the first down.
Yeah, they're able to move the chains. They're a good run off the wide side off tackle there. Able to get over to the sideline and find some space and turn it up. Pick up a quick first down there for the Canes, and just like that, 13 yards, the sticks are moved, and the Canes are threatening again here, Doug, getting it deep into Sarasota territory here.
Ed, I think we're looking at moving clock in the second half.
I think you're right, Doug. We could be having a little
we'll be at Patrick's early tonight.
Patrick's early tonight with the running clock, I think.
Here's a complete pass to Markel Hines, but not much after the catch, as the Sailors read that well. A little quick hitter to the near side. And maybe a yard pickup, if anything, there. It'll bring up a second down and a 10 at the 24-yard line.
The Sailors have defense that play pretty well the quick screen out to the wide receiver when they go to the where there's twin receivers and try to get one out in front blocking. The Sailors have played that well, but other than that, not much else has went well for the Sailor defense so far in this game.
5 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the second quarter. Canes on the move once again at the 24-yard line of the Sailors. Meyer hand up again to James into the 20-yard line to the 10, cutting inside toward the goal line, and he walks in untouched. There is a flag on the play, though, back at the 10-yard line. Could be a block in the back on the Canes.
Could we actually have our first penalty on Manatee?
It's kind of what you'd expect there where it's thrown. James was over there, and he cut back inside.
Holding against Manatee. That'll move it back. That'll take the touchdown off the board. Thank God for Sarasota's sake. But that was a nice running by James on that one. Once he got into some daylight, he was able to turn it up and find an opening and turn on the jets and get to the end zone very quickly. Not bad for their third running back there, Doug.
A rare mistake for the Manatee Hurricanes there. It's the first penalty of the night on them. The only other mistake, I guess you could say, was the interception early in the first quarter by Josh Meyer, but that's been about it. And it's a spot of the foul penalty, so it'll be at the 20-yard line. It's a 2nd and 6 for the Canes. 3 wideouts to the far side. Low snap from Myers. He fakes a hand up. He's going to run with it, and he takes it inside the 15 to the 10, still on his feet, driving forward, and finally pushed back at about the 11-yard line.
I'm surprised he got stopped on that, Doug. When he got that low snap, there was no fake. He just took it off the left side. It was wide open over there. No defenders in sight. Fortunately, the secondary was able to come up and at least make a stop short of the touchdown, but it sets up another first down for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, sort of half-faked like he was going to do something else with it, but he tucked it away. And first and goal now, just inside the 10-yard line for the Canes as the clock ticks down to 4:25 left here in the first half. And the Canes looking for touchdown number 6 on the night. Myers lofts a pass to the far corner of the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Caught by Kelvin McKnight. Touchdown, Canes.
And just like that, the Canes are back on the board. They went to, had McKnight one-on-one to the wide side of the field. That's a long throw by Josh Meyer. He laid it out there perfectly. I thought the defender might have a play on it, but McKnight was able to go up and get it and haul it in for the touchdown, showing the full arsenal of offensive threats in the Hurricane lineup.
And a minute 25 on that drive for the Canes. Goes 37 yards. The extra point is good. And it is now 42-7 in favor of Manatee right now, as they are just walking away with this one. And Sailor defense coming off the field, kind of hanging their heads a little bit, very tired. They've been out there a long time, or many times tonight, trying to stop this Manatee offense to no avail. And right now, Ed Volt's trying to talk to his team on the sideline, trying to give them some kind of encouragement, saying, guys, just do the best you can. We got a whole second half to go. If we can just mount one scoring drive and get something positive out of this, get a learning experience out of this game somehow.
Well, I think the Canes, on the other hand, I think they will keep their foot on the throttle here.
They're not going to let up
for at least the first half here, and see if they can get into the 50s. I think, and the way they're going, Doug, they likely can, and then give the second and third teams an opportunity to get some varsity experience in the second half would be my guess.
So let's see if the Sailors can mount anything here. Here's the kickoff. Low kick going to the far side. May go out of bounds. And it does.
No, it was a touchback. It was along that far sideline, but it looked like it got into the end zone.
Did it get any? All right. I wasn't sure if that went out of bounds over there or not.
Yeah, I didn't see the flag, and I saw the referee motion the touchback. So even that's working for the Canes. It's not the best kick of the night, but they're able to squib it into the end zone, setting the Sarasota Sailors once again up at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
And the Sailors right now talking it over with their head coach before they come on the field here. And they've been unable to really get anything going on the running game. A couple of good passes, though, to Sean Bain tonight, but has only resulted in one score for the Sailors. McNeil takes the snap as they send out four wideouts, dropping back, throws over the middle, picked off at the 25-yard line, and it's going to be returned inside the 15. And a turnover right there, and who picked that off?
Like number 11? No.
41, I believe, and that is Greg Reeves, big middle linebacker for the Canes. And from bad to worse to horrible for the Sailors.
Yeah, the Canes, once again, the fields keep getting shorter. This time, the ball on the 12-yard line. So they're going to have another opportunity here, deep inside Sarasota territory, to tack on another score here. Still 4:01 left in the second quarter here at Sarasota.
At the Sailor 12-yard line now, the offense back out there, and in at quarterback is Markel Hines taking the direct snap. And did they blow that dead before the play? Yeah, I think they did. Going to be against Manatee for illegal procedure, as Markel Hines was in the quarterback slot there. So they'll move it back to the 17-yard line now, 1st and 15 for Manatee. So Josh Meyer getting a rest right now.
Well, you put a different quarterback in there, they have a different cadence. Sometimes it can throw off your own team, and that might be what happened there on that first down play.
Split backfield, Hines at quarterback. Takes the snap in the backfield, rolling to the far side, going to keep it. Takes it to the 5, to the goal line, to the far pylon, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Markel Hines goes 17 yards to make it 48-7.
That was a direct snap that almost looked like the wishbone set offense there in the backfield. Hines getting the direct snap, had running backs on either side of him. He just took it around the left end, went in virtually untouched for yet another touchdown for the Canes.
And one play, 2 plays, 10 seconds on that scoring drive. Extra point is up, and it is good, and it is now 49-7 for the Canes. And still 3:51 left here in this second quarter, I should say, before halftime. And the Sailors right now, they just can't do anything on defense, and very dejected over there.
And Manatee came ready to play tonight. No doubt about that, Doug. They got off to the quick start. I mentioned in the pregame that so far this season they've come out and started slow in all their games, really. Not tonight. They've had their foot on the pedal, full speed ahead since early in the game. Sarasota did come back and score a touchdown to make it 21-7, but it's been all Manatee since. Manatee has scored on their last 6 possessions, touchdowns, to open up a 49-7 lead.
And there's a full moon out there, Ed. That could be part of the problem, if you want to make an excuse. Sailors just can't get anything going tonight. Early Halloween for them. Here is Austin on the kickoff return. Gets out to about the 25-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. And that's where the Sailors will start.
And that's the best field position that the Sailors have had in a while. They actually are outside the 20, barely. But, I think that probably the best news for Sarasota is they're no longer in the district with Manatee. So they're going to take a whooping tonight, but at least it's not going to affect them in the district race.
Right.
Other than their confidence, probably.
And that's one thing about high school football. You can really lose all your non-district games. As long as you win those district games, you get in the playoffs. That's what Southeast is counting on. We saw them last week. They are 0-3, but they haven't even started their district schedule yet. There are some district games throughout Sarasota and Manatee tonight, so those are the games that are, in effect, in-season playoff games. There's a 5-yard pickup there on a run for the Sailors out to the 29-yard line.
Looks like Upshaw on that carry.
2nd down and 5. Double wides to either side. McNeil hands it off in the backfield again and out across the 35-yard line, close to a first down for Sarasota. And that is Marquet Upshaw with the last 2 carries.
And he's the bigger back. Usually gives a breather to Austin, and I think Austin probably needs it tonight after a lot of the hits that he's taken.
And just shy of the first down, 3rd and less than a yard. McNeil, and motion along the near side before the snap.
And that's not what you want. J.R. Clancy, tight end, was split out this time into the slot on the near side. He moved too early, and that's going to be an important 5-yard penalty for the Sailors. They had a 3rd and short for the first time in a long time, and they can't take advantage of it. It's now 3rd and 6.
Brings it back now to the 30-yard line of the Sailors. Double wide out, split to the near side, one to the far side. Upshaw in the backfield along with his quarterback. McNeil rolling out to the far side, throws, has a man open, Bain, and he makes the catch, and I believe he picked it up enough for the first down at the 38-yard line. So first down for the Sailors. A rare first down in the last 10 minutes for Sarasota.
Well, that was a nice play. Picked up about 9 yards on the play, more than making up for the penalty. It was a quick rollout, hitting Bain on the pattern out to the sideline, complete for the first down.
And I'm going to mark it at the 37-yard line of the Sailors. Here's a quick pass to the near side. It is complete. And it is a short pickup there for Justin Austin, who was brought down right away. Nice defensive tackle by Nashon Smith, junior middle linebacker for the Canes. Just a 1-yard pickup on that play.
They're trying to get the ball out to Austin in space, but give the Canes credit. They were able to tackle him before he got going. Only picked up a yard or 2 on the play. 2nd and long for the Sailors.
Minute 43 and counting left in the first half of play. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. McNeil throws over there, nearly picked off a low pass and nearly scooped off the grass, but not quite. That was Trayvon Rumpf over there on defense, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
Well, I thought the Sailors, after putting Upshaw in there on the start of this series, we're going to try to at least keep it on the ground and run some clock and get out of here without any more damage. But they ended up going back to the air game. The clock has stopped. Still a minute 34 to go, and 3rd down.
McNeil takes the snap, rolling to his right, looking to throw. Throws on the run, and this time it is again thrown low and nearly picked off. It falls incomplete. And it'll bring up a 4th down. So obviously the Cane defense knows it's going to be a pass play, and they are covering those receivers very tightly. And the Sailors will kick it away.
And plenty of time for this high-powered Cane offense to get another one on the board. Let's see if they play conservatively or if they open it up and try to get one more score before halftime.
Kelvin McKnight back at his own 34 to receive the punt here for the Canes. He's going to let it bounce in front of him, will not pick it up. And it will be down at the 29 of the Canes, as they will get it one more time here in the first half of play. With 1:17 left. The only thing the Sailor fans have here to enjoy now, Ed, are the bands.
Yeah, not a lot of joy here.
Halftime show coming
for the
up.
Sailors, but at least they're going to have two excellent bands to entertain them, and hopefully the Sailors can regroup here at halftime.
And again, Josh Meyer taking a seat on the bench. That is Cavius, check that. That is Brandon Doyle on the direct snap, taking the ball, running it to the far side. Can't cut off field. There is a flag on the play. Doyle maybe got a yard on the play up to the 30. Flag came down after the tackle, right around the tackle. And it's against the Sailors. Personal foul, so some frustration obviously on the Sailors sideline, or side of the ball, and it's going to add another 15 yards to that one. And one thing Coach Ed Volz wants to try and quell right now, you don't let that frustration turn into some personal fouls, but there's one right there.
Well, you're right. That's not what you want to be doing at this point. But, they are kids. It's human nature. You are frustrated, and it's easy to lose your cool out there at this point of the game.
Takes it up to the 46-yard line of Manatee right now. Just a minute left here in the first half. Doyle on the direct snap again is going to keep it, and he's going to actually hands it off to Octavius James, who's now down the far sideline, and it's going to go in for the touchdown. 54 yards for Octavius James. That's his second touchdown of the ball game.
And James sure knows what to do with it when he gets the ball in the open field. He has a set of jets himself, Doug. He just blew through there and headed for the end zone and was untouched, standing up for yet another touchdown for the Canes. They did break that 50 mark here in the first half. And it's not like they tried to go deep with the bomb, but the Sailors just unable to stop the Canes' rushing attack, especially in the second period.
And the extra point is up. Time has expired in the first half. They just actually let the clock go right to the halftime mark. There was about a minute left there, but the extra point is good. And at halftime, well, it's been a blowout. Give credit to the Manatee Hurricanes. They are one of the best teams in the state and in the nation, and they lead it at halftime 56-7 over the Sarasota Sailors. For those of you joining us live on our Ustream broadcast right now, we'll keep the picture alive for you. You can enjoy the halftime bands of both the Sailors and the Manatee Hurricanes. And we'll be back with the second half, which will be a running clock. Well, they're going to kick this off now. I thought the time ran out here.
It shows 40 seconds, it looks like.
Oh, all right.
48 seconds.
I thought I saw it go to double zeros there, but... So they will kick it off. I guess we were looking forward to our post-game meal too much there, Eddie. I thought the clock had gone to zeros there for a second. Sailors wish it had. They can't wait to get to the locker room right now. I don't know. What do you tell your team, Ed? There's really not much you can say. You're just up against one of the best teams in the country right now, and try and hold your head up and do the best you can in the second half, right?
Well, there's not much you can do about this first half of play. All you can do as a coach is talk to your players, and it's about pride at this point. You have to think the game nothing, and no matter who you're playing out there in front of you in the second half, you want to come out and win the second half and have something to build on as you go into your district play coming up here in the next few games for the Sailors.
And that kick went into the end zone, touchback, so the Sailors will have it at their own 20-yard line. Just 48 seconds left on the clock. Remember last time we were here, Ed, during the Kickoff Classic, the clock was not operating. Remember the lightning storm in the area knocked the clock out. And they're just going to take a knee here. Yeah, makes sense. Don't turn it over. Get any more chances to the Canes here.
Yeah, that's what I thought they should have done on the last drive. Keep it on the ground and run the clock out. But they thought maybe they could get something going. They didn't, and the Canes took advantage for one last touchdown here in the first half to get it up to 56-7 in their favor.
And they got to take a second knee, and that'll do it. And now the clock winding out. So after 24 minutes of play, it has been an incredible offensive show for the Manatee Hurricanes tonight. And they lead it at the half over the Sarasota Sailors 56-7 as the clock now at double zeros. And again, we will keep our picture live for you if you're watching on our Ustream broadcast. You're going to get to enjoy some of the halftime bands. And we'll be back with the second half in about 20 minutes. Going to our garbage material in the second half.
Man.
Garbage time. Stream's hanging in there, no drop-offs.
Good.
Yeah, what's the total on the running? Lane's got to be, what, 780 yards?
164 net yards for Sarasota, believe it or not. They had 52 on their first two drives.
And welcome back to Cleveland.
Yeah. On their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drives, they have a net of 23 yards. Holy shit, they must have 430 yards already. Need my calculator. Oh, I got a calculator. There's one down on Clark
there's
Road,
one in
too.
Southside Village.
Oh, there's one in there, too.
It's near the hospital.
There's one on Clark Road, too. We beat that.
Road and
I know. It's probably the accurate deal. I will, but I'm going to add this up first. I'll watch the equipment. 525 yards of offense.
Wow.
Or net yards in the first half.
How many does Lang have?
That's what I'm working on right now.
Any good college games tomorrow? Look at the schedule tomorrow, isn't it?
Florida, Tennessee,
Tennessee
3:30.
Tennessee kind of sucks, though, right?
Yeah. Michigan State, Notre Dame, 3:30.
Is that NBC?
Yeah.
I usually don't watch like college football, a lot of it at one time, but I flipped on that Texas A&M game last week. That was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. A&M almost came back.
I was kind of hoping Alabama would shut down Mansell, but he is kind of fun to watch. I'm not a Saban fan either, so I didn't know who to root against. Well, the second half will be quick. It's running time. It'll be about half an hour for the whole thing.
Octavius James, 68 yards on 3 carries and 2 touchdowns. Quarterback has 39,
You must be Greek.
79,
Roman.
90, 105, 110, 120 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carries and 2 touchdowns. And Walter has 7, 11, 22, plus 45, 67, plus 51, 19, 148, 18, 166.
Is that Lang?
Yeah. On 1, 2, 3,
Like 10
4,
carries.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 carries. And 2 TDs.
13, 14 yards a carry.
Yeah. Myers, 120 yards on 7 carries and 2 TDs. Yeah. Octavius James, 68 yards on 3 carries and 2 TDs.
So 3 guys have over 100 yards rushing.
No, James only has 68.
Oh,
And then Walter went in there. He ran 3 times for 38 yards and a touchdown. Wait, no. Okay. I gave Manatee 72 yards. Okay, 60 yards too much. So makes this 465. 75. Yeah, but that's, I don't even worry about the passing.
no.
And there's nothing to worry about individually for Sarasota. Dane caught the 60-yard pass. That's about it. That's the highlight of their night.
Yeah.
He caught 2 passes on that drive for a total of 78 of the 80 yards on their own score. That's basically it. They played first that tonight like we did against Vegas in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, that game was over.
Yeah. Same thing.
We were doing the garbage time early in that one. You and I were doing the
Lucky we,
man garbage time.
lucky we had,
Let Spence handle the.
lucky we had 3 of us an hour. All right, so that's it. Shucks. How much time we got left?
5 and a half. And then they add another 3. You gotta.
All right, time to wait.
We're not gonna miss anything if you're a little late. Take your time. Drop a deuce if you need to.
Still being serenaded by the sailor band.
Yeah.
Go, Clark, go.
Is your buddy Jerby, did you listen to any of our games?
I haven't really,
Most games or anything?
I haven't really directed anybody to anything yet, I guess.
Yeah, you can just forward that email I send you with the post game. It sends the link to anybody.
Yeah, I should do that. I just haven't.
Get some Pennsylvania audience in our ratings.
Get our rating, our views.
Our views out there. Do we get some views on there? I mean, it grows. I mean, even the ones you did 3 or 4 weeks ago, people
Go back and look at them.
look at them. The numbers keep going up.
Channel 7 actually do anything with it?
I don't know
Have you
if they ever went. I forgot to look the last couple of weeks.
I hadn't really thought about it.
I put it on
now.
Patch.com, Sarasota Patch.
Because I don't
It's
know
on
that
there.
site.
And Max Preps, and then YouTube.
Trying to think what's some of the other ones we used to have.
The
Fandom.
Herald used to let us. Yeah, Fandom. They went out of business.
Did
I like
they?
Fandom. We
Yeah,
used to get a lot of hits on
that
it.
was a good spot.
I mean, we
The
got
Herald won't let you do that?
Right, the Herald doesn't let you upload videos anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
So you could do it if it was just audio.
I don't even know if they let you do that, but you can let us, you can upload your own
Yeah.
videos or anything.
Yeah, that was cool, having it on the high school site.
Sarasota, they don't let you do it. You can post like on a story, like Facebook post, you can put a link to it. I did that a couple places, link to our game.
Yeah, because theirs is a blog.
But you can't
set
actually
up.
post
Right. And before, we used to have a prominent spot on the website.
Yeah. But Max Prep, I mean, all of our stuff's still up there. That's what getting hits.
That's sort of, the CBS owns Max
CBS
Preps.
owns that.
That's why it's gotten big.
I don't see anybody else doing what we're doing now. You see some like highlights of players.
I went on to look.
Is anybody doing what we're doing?
I found this 1991 New Mexico State Championship game.
Oh yeah.
These guys were horrible.
Oh yeah. Play-by-play of it was on there.
Oh,
Was it like a TV play-by-play or like a?
it was sort of like ours.
Yeah, it couldn't have been. There was no internet then. So it had to be
I mean,
an in-house deal.
they had a guy with a camera that would show the announcers and then
Oh,
would
like
show
a one-camera thing.
Yeah,
There was no internet, so they probably did it on the old
Right.
tape,
that's what it was.
videotape machine.
And they're sitting there holding microphones. Hey, Doug, what do you think?
They do it like they did in the 40s, just a big mic there, and right? Brought to you by Chesterfield Cigarettes. It's time for football.
This guy was bad.
I don't see anybody doing like what we do anywhere. YouTube, doing.
I'm surprised,
Yeah.
The Media Meister. What the hell is this? Homecoming halftime or what?
I guess it isn't homecoming. I thought it was. Usually they have the parade of X.
No, I mean it's long. It seems long.
Yeah,
Of course, this
both
whole
bands
game's
do
long.
it tonight. Well, they don't want the Manatee doesn't want to do it after the game. Do it both during the game.
Oh, see, that's true. They had Manatee tonight off, and they don't have
Sometimes
two
the home
bands.
band will say the visitor go at halftime and we'll go after the game.
Anchors away.
The Sailor Band got more people in it than the last few years.
Yeah.
It was kind of sparse, some of these
Uh-huh.
bands.
And my wife saw this, her niece that lives up in the Knoxville area. They live out in this little hick town called Greenback, about 15 miles out of Knoxville. And they showed their band at the high school game. They had like 12 people in it.
In the band, only 12 people?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little school, but
Yeah.
it's a town that has a blinking light.
Yeah.
One of those towns.
Were they any good?
I don't know. She just showed me the picture. I was laughing. Said that's a freaking quartet.
They do like a little jazz band.
Yeah, pep band. That's about
Pep
a
band. When did these schools have pep bands?
Well, remember Sarasota did in the basketball.
Oh, that's right. They did one basketball.
And then my school was.
My sister was in the band, and she was in the pep band.
Yeah. What did she
We
play?
didn't have a band at our school. She played like flute, and then she like glockenspiel,
Glockenspiel.
xylophone to carry around. And, she played piano, and that stuff too. In the band, she played the flute.
What did your nephew play?
Played clarinet.
Any good one?
I never heard him play, but I guess you had to be halfway decent to be in a really good band. I thought he might do that. Try to get a scholarship before he got one anyway for our future.
They didn't need
There for football.
They're too busy finding finding 24-year-old married
Yeah, it's
broads with kids.
another story. I haven't heard much lately. I don't really want to hear.
I don't hear.
All right. Get this going here in the recorded. Ready? And welcome back to Cleveland Stadium at Irick Field on the campus of Sarasota High School. Doug Miles and Ed Schneider with you. We saw a good halftime show, both the Manatee Band and the Sarasota Sailor Band entertaining the crowd. One of the great things about high school football, not only the football action, but you get to see some good student musicians and fans enjoying that here. And hope you enjoyed that as well if you watched us on our Ustream broadcast. But Ed, not much you can say at halftime. If you're Ed Volts, you're down 56-7. Just try and get something going here. You're going to get the ball first here in the second half, which probably should be a running clock from what we're told.
I would think so. And Doug, if you're going to sum up the first half display by Manatee, you'd have to say it was a Category 5 hurricane. Yeah. No doubt about that one.
Ed, you've been waiting to use that one all year.
And it's left the Sarasota Sailors in a tropical depression. No doubt about that. So,
Ed with prepared material.
Complete dominance there by the Canes. They scored touchdowns on their last 7 possessions. They actually had 10 possessions in a half, which is unheard of in high school football, and that's just an example of the dominance by the Canes.
We'll get to some of those numbers in a minute as the kickoff is going to be taken at the 10-yard line by Austin. Gets out across the 15 to the 20, still on his feet. Out near the 25, and ball came loose there, and the Canes come out with it. Let's see, was the returner down, though, first? No indication yet from the official. Sailors say we should still have it. Canes say they have it. And it is Manatee ball, so second half starts off just as bad as the first half ended.
And that's one of the top players for the Sailors, Justin Austin, ran back a 95-yard kickoff last week against Tallahassee Lincoln. Instead, he fumbles the opening kickoff here in the second half, gives Manatee yet another possession. Like I said, they had 10 possessions in the first half. They're going to be out here with their 11th possession of the game already, deep inside Sarasota territory. It looks like around the 26-yard line of the Sailors.
So the Canes start 1st and 10 at the Sailor 26-yard line to start this third quarter of play. And here's a handoff in the backfield. Again, Josh Meyer on the bench. Cavius Price in at quarterback. And he hands off to Octavius James, who picks up maybe half a yard, just basically gets back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. And that Sailor defense has been out there a long time tonight. A lot of hands on hips as they left the field in the first half and starting that way here in the third quarter. I formation in the backfield for the Canes, actually split backfield, as Cavius Price hands it off again to James going outside. Actually, that is Isaiah Goldie on the carry of the ball. He is a junior. Plays quarterback and wide receiver, but right there getting a chance to carry the ball, and he gets down near a first down, picks up about 8 yards on that.
Yeah, they're in that Wildcat formation that they used previously in the first half successfully with Markel Hines, who scored a touchdown. So they went to Goldie, and he picks up almost 10 yards, setting up a 3rd and short for the Canes.
We're going to be searching the roster now for some of these names, Ed. A lot of the second and third stringers are going to get some action here in the second half. In there now is also Brandon Doyle in the backfield. Octavius James back in the game. And now we're going to get a timeout. A timeout by the Hurricanes, and I'm not sure why you'd call a timeout here.
Looked like confusion back there in the backfield by the Canes. You get some of the backups in there. Timing's going to be a little bit off, and I think that's what happened on that one, Doug. Joe Canan wisely using a timeout here. It's not going to affect the outcome of the game, but get your young players out there lined up properly and take advantage of this situation, a 3rd and short, and see if you can let the young ones get another touchdown.
More of a teaching moment there. They're not trying to rub it in, but I know the Sailors aren't thrilled with that. But Got some players that don't see a lot of action, so that's what's happening right now. So the clock does stop for the timeout.
Right, and you can't keep the kids at practice all week and don't get to play much. You can't keep them from trying to do their best when they're out there on the field as well.
All right, set to go. Cavius Price with Octavius James in the backfield. Price takes the low snap, falls on the ground. Octavius James picks it up. He's being rushed in the backfield, and he's going to be brought down for a big loss. And a low snap from center. And the Sailors come in quickly on that. And that's going to be a loss of about 12 yards on the play. Back to the 30-yard line, just shy of the 30-yard line, about the 29. And it brings up a 4th down and 12 for the Canes. They'll go for it here.
And it's tough to execute the direct snap if you can't get the ball back there, and that's what happened on that last one.
Now Price alone in the backfield. They'll send out 5 wide receivers, 3 to the far side, 2 to the near.
Quarterback draw.
Going to run with it. Gets across the 30 to the 25. Stutter steps to the 20, still on his feet, spinning down near the 15 to the 10, still driving forward. Picks up a 1st down and finally brought down inside the 10. Good piece of running there by Cavius Price, the sophomore.
Picks up, looks like 22 yards on the carry. They had everybody spread out, 5 receivers, and my guess was quarterback draw. It's exactly what he did. He found an opening off the left side, was able to cut it back to the right and get upfield and up for the 1st down and inside the 10-yard line, setting up 1st and goal for the Canes.
At the 7-yard line, that's where the Canes have it. Just underway here in this 3rd quarter off the fumbled kickoff return. Canes recover. And there is Price going to the outside. Now he spins back the other way, and he trips up and falls down at about the 15-yard line for a loss of yardage. Tried to reverse his field, but slipped up. And it'll bring up a 3rd and goal now. Back at the 15.
Well, that's an example of trying to do too much there. The play off the left side was well defensed. He tried to cut it back, and in doing so, he tripped, I think, over the 20-yard line there, Doug, or the 15-yard line, and the ground gremlins got him on that one, and sets up a 2nd and long situation for the young Canes that are out there playing right now.
Yeah, 2nd and goal, I'm sorry, from the 16-yard line, not the 3rd. And a split backfield right now. And there's a pass to the far side. Cavius Price trying to throw it over some Sailor defenders. Ball partially deflected, falls incomplete. Now it brings up a 3rd down and goal. Cavius Price only 5'5", so that pass is pretty easy to knock down.
It's not going to be much of a pocket passer at that size.
No.
Normally you're going to move him around and let him try to get some passing lanes.
And they send out 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Octavius James standing to the left of Price. Price rolling to the left, running, trying to cut up field. Nothing doing there. He's brought down for a loss. And that'll bring up that is actually a turnover on downs, right?
Yeah, yes it is.
Yep, that was 4th down.
So they stopped him, 4-yard loss on that 4th down attempt. And the Sarasota defense steps up and puts a stop on the Canes and is going to take over here.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was 3rd. All right, this is
that
4th
was
down
3rd.
now.
Okay,
all right, a little confusion on the downs there. It is a field goal try now from the 25. Make it a 35-yard attempt. Kick is up.
Plenty of leg.
And it is good. And the first field goal of the night. And Manatee now with a 59-7 lead. With 6.5 left here in the 3rd quarter. So and it makes it 59-7.
Canes getting a chance to work on the kicking game there a little bit. A nice kick. Their kicker definitely has a big leg. They're taking advantage of it, and you never know when in a close game against the top-level competition when you're going to need that late field goal to win yourself a championship. So good work there for the Canes. Gives them another 3 points. They're now up 59-7. Let's see if the Sailors can settle down now a little bit and try to put together a drive and get some points on the board.
Clock does stop on the score, but Moving along now, halfway through the third quarter. Ed, did you give the rushing individual?
No,
rushing?
yeah. Well, we have a little break here. Just let me give you some of the unofficial rushing numbers for the Canes in the first half. Number 22, Johnny Lang, I had unofficially 166 yards and only 12 carries for 2 touchdowns. Josh Meyer had 120 yards on only 7 carries and 2 touchdowns. And Octavius James, who we've seen a little bit here in the third quarter, came in late in that second quarter. He had 68 yards and only 3 carries and 2 touchdowns. So that shows the kind of big play capability out of the Manatee offense, and they were able to show that in the first half. This total offense I have unofficially 465 net yards for the Canes in the first half, and they scored touchdowns on their last 7 possessions of the first half. So that's pretty much complete dominance by Manatee. As far as the Sailors go, they had 164 yards of net yardage unofficially, but they had 59 of that on their first 2 drives, and then they had an 80-yard drive. The 80-yard drive, Sean Bain had 2 passes for 78 of those 80 yards, but he didn't score the touchdown. That was on a 2-yard run by Justin Austin. But the Sarasota Sailors, on their last 5 possessions, had a total of 23 yards of offense.
And here's the kickoff. Another deep kickoff. It's going to be taken in the end zone for another touchback. That's where the Sailors will start first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 6:32 left here in the third quarter. And a dominating performance tonight again by the Manatee Hurricanes. Hurricanes have had some off-the-field issues going into this season. One of the head assistant coaches resigning from the team for some activities. Pictures found on his computer, some other administrators at the school, but Ed, no effect at all on the way the Manatee Hurricanes have played this year.
I don't think they're going to let something like that affect the way they play. It's an institutionalized thinking there at the Manatee. They do things the same way for a long time. It's ingrained in the players, obviously. Manatee lost a ton of talent off last year's nationally ranked team. They don't rebuild, they just reload. They got a lot more young talent that's showing itself tonight, and the future still looks bright for those Manatee Hurricanes.
So we'll see what they do the rest of the year. We'll look forward to seeing them in the playoffs as we get through the season. We'll know more about that. We'll let you know. We'll be doing some playoff football as well on our Game of the Week broadcast. Remember, next week we'll be at Braden River as we'll see Booker and the Pirates once again. There's a flag in the backfield as McNeil trying to pass the ball. He is sacked. And see what this is. Could be an illegal motion penalty on the Sailors here. Illegal shift on Sarasota. We've seen that a lot tonight. Will be declined. And it will bring up a third down and 15 yards for the Sailors, all the way back at their own 14-yard line. Not been a fun night for Ed Volz. Of course, last week they had a tough loss, but played well for most of that game against Tallahassee Lincoln, one of the top teams in the state last year. But they lost a tough one. Now they're just getting run out of the building tonight. So going to be some work this week, Ed, to get this team kind of emotionally back in check, right?
Well,
they pass over to the far side, and it's going to be short, only about a 5-yard pickup.
I bring up a punting situation here for the Sailors, and Doug, really, it's a matter of, as a coach, this might almost be one of those games where you burn the tape, don't show it to the team, forget about it. It's not a district game, and turn your focus and try to get some positive thoughts back in the locker room. Start thinking about your next district opponent and see if you can get off to a 1-0 start within the district.
And the Sailors bring on the punting unit. Good snap. Kick, gets away, not a bad punt. It's going to take a bounce at the 50-yard line, roll slightly toward the Canes end of the field, and it will stop at the 46-yard line. That's where the Canes will start first and 10. And the clock continues to move now on the changeover with the running clock.
And Doug, as the Canes have had most of the evening, excellent field position to start this drive. One thing Sarasota does not have is a punter that booms the ball very far. Plus, he's had a couple snaps tonight that have had him running for his life and just trying to get the kick off. So certainly the kicking game is going to need some work as well for these Sailors for the rest of the season.
First and 10 for Manatee at their own 46-yard line. And that is Cavius Price handing it off in the backfield. And there'll be a loss of a couple on the play. Sailors got in there quickly on defense. And that was James on the carry. Actually, no, that wasn't James. That was Brandon Doyle on the carry, number 30. Loss of 3 on the play. Back to the 43-yard line. And one thing you want to do right now, if you're Manatee, the coaching staff, you don't want any of your players to get injured here, so you keep it simple here the rest of the way. Just kind of hand it off. There's James on the carry, and a nice backfield tackle that time by Wiki Sanon. Getting in there quickly for the Sailors. Another loss of yardage on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Canes.
Yeah, it's a loss of about another 3 yards on that play. Setting up 3rd and 16, maybe 17, Doug. Let's see if the Canes actually try to air it out here a little bit and get a first down, or do they just take it easy and just keep it on the ground? Look for that quarterback draw again. They've got 5 receivers. Let's see if the quarterback tucks it down and goes, and there he goes.
There he goes, and he gets across the 40 to the 45 to midfield into Sailor territory at the 45 to the 40 to the 35 down the far sideline, and he's finally brought down around the 30-yard line. So once again, we've seen that all night long. That time, Cavius Price picked up a big first down on 3rd and 17 and takes it all the way down to the Sailor 30-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like the 25 is where he's finally pushed out of bounds. And that is just disheartening for any defense.
38-yard gallop there on 3rd and long.
And they're going to send out the 5 wides here. He'll run and shoot. There's a quick pass to the outside to James. He drops it. Incomplete. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, you have a young player out there, James. He was trying to turn upfield and see where the defenders were before he had the ball, looked into his hands. It happens in the NFL. Why not here, Doug? But he was unable to haul it in. Sets up 2nd down for the Canes.
40 seconds and counting left in the 3rd quarter. Should be the final play of the 3rd. Again, we're playing with a running clock here. And again, there is a running play by Price as he takes the direct snap, goes to the far side, and again pushed out of bounds at around the 20-yard line, short of a first down. And that should do it for the 3rd quarter of play. Now, as long as the first half was there, that was a quick 3rd quarter with the running score. At the end of 3, it's Manatee 59 and the Sailors 7.
And Doug, normally when you're in a situation with the lead in the second half, you teach your players